Hey there, it's Adrienne from FnA Presents. Today is Sunday, March 21st, and we will be talking about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier that just premiered on Disney+. Just a fair warning for you, there will be spoilers for everything we've seen in the first episode. Be sure to tune in later this week for a bonus episode where we break down the Snyder Cut and all its glory. Make sure you check us out on our socials that are listed in the description down below, and if you like what we have done so far, be sure to leave us an iTunes review, and we'd really appreciate it. For now, on to episode 14 of FnA Presents. Enjoy!
Okay,
Hey,
we're live.
we're live. First time on camera. This is it. Don't get scared now.
This is it. Don't get scared now. Wait, hold on. What's this do?
I know, we're so funny.
All right, shut up. How we doing? I'm Fred,
I'm Adrienne.
and this is FnA.
FnA.
And we've upgraded, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
We are now on video. We've been scrambling around this past week.
Yes, making all kinds of upgrades and getting some new equipment.
New equipment. You know,
Microphone I'm using right now is an old one. We're waiting for the new one.
yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
here, what?
Next week.
Thursday?
Next week, yeah,
Next week?
next week. Next Sunday.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have two microphones. We got a new toy here.
Yep.
And a whole lot of learning to do.
You guys get to see where we do our recording. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
We ain't nearly done yet.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
It's a process.
It is.
And it's so far, I'm having a blast,
Oh, me too.
you know, discovering these, I was going to say before, I used to have a passion for technology. Back
Yeah.
when you and I first got together. I mean,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
every weekend we were making trips to Best Buy and Circuit City.
Oh my gosh.
Remember
You remember Circuit City?
Remember
Wow,
Circuit
I forgot
City?
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried, we kept up to date, and then, kids came along, and, financial things got to get kind of reoriented.
Yep. Especially
And,
with babies.
Technology moves so fast, and I left the world of technology for some years,
You were tech savvy.
and I feel like a brand newbie now, a noob,
A noob.
a noob like they say now, right?
Yeah.
But who
pretty
says
much.
you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
That saying just isn't true.
No. So
It's the saying should be it's a little harder. It sometimes can be difficult.
you guys will be seeing the process too, because everything that I learn as we go
Yep.
will obviously be applied to this and all the other ventures. We got other things planned. We've been talking about maybe doing like a true crime type thing.
Yes, I have a passion for crime. I have a passion for
Horror stories,
Yeah, like
creepy stories.
I've always been into the mysterious and unknown and
Yeah.
scary and just all that fun stuff.
So who says that we have to talk about Marvel movies all the time? This
Yeah.
is brand new. We
Exactly.
don't know where we're going.
I mean, Marvel.
You guys want to go on the journey with us? Figure out where we're going to end up at the end? Come on.
Exactly.
It's going to be a bumpy ride, so buckle in.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel, the superheroes, genre is definitely, a favorite of ours.
Yes.
But we also have some other favorites
Mhm.
that we will be introducing to our show.
Absolutely.
And we're really hoping that you guys stick around and spread the news.
Whoop, that's not it.
That's not one. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. So today we're going to be talking
Yes.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
It just premiered on Disney Plus on this past Friday.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of it
Overall,
so far? I mean, there's only one episode out.
right. A little slow for the first episode,
It focuses more on Sam.
but
I think so.
yes. It was a little slow, but I get it. You know, they got some world building to do.
Yeah.
Sam and Bucky, neither one of them have really had the spotlight
No.
in any movie.
No. They were always the sidekicks.
Yes. So they gotta learn us, the audience, who these people really are, where they're from. We're clearly, from the first episode, we're gonna get some backstory of Sam Wilson and his family.
Mm-hmm.
And Bucky, we see that he's got some issues that he's dealing with as well, and we're gonna follow him along as he's looking for a family.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a family message, moral
dynamic
moral
of it.
to the whole dynamic moral to the whole story. So
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Like you said, it was slow.
it was a slow episode.
I mean, we went from WandaVision and all its glory.
yes,
And we went from that where it was, even before we seen the first episode of WandaVision, I was like stoked. I mean, I
Yes.
was really, really excited for it.
but was that them first 2-3 episodes? Were they really that exciting though? I mean, as far as action.
No, not action, but the way that they filmed it, the way that they threw in little, clues and things like that, that's what made it exciting.
Okay.
I mean, like everybody was a detective from the first episode. Everybody was breaking down, including us,
Right.
every little, scene.
Every little nook
Everything
and
down-
cranny.
yeah, everything-
The wallpaper.
down to the pillows that I
Yep.
said that were on the couch. And I mean, most of our, things that we saw turned out to be nothing, really.
Yeah, right.
But we didn't know
like
that
a lot
at
of
the
the
time.
theories.
Yeah, the fans, we didn't know that.
Right.
We thought we were actually putting the pieces together to this puzzle, and here we were way off,
Well, I mean, as far as Falcon and Winter Soldier goes, we knew
Yeah.
that we were going to get a completely different tone.
Yeah.
We're getting that spy thriller, what we got in Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, that same feel.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of double crossing each other.
Yeah.
So as this show ramps up, which I guarantee it's going to get better as we get into these, even the next episode, because it's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Total.
Why only 6?
That's how many they needed to tell this story.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of that's the nice thing about streaming services. It's like if they have a certain story they want to tell, okay. For example, let's look at the CW shows.
Yeah.
Flash.
Yeah.
They have an overarching story that they tell over a standard of 23 to 26 episodes per season.
Yeah.
So what do you get with that? A shit ton of filler,
That's true.
right? You get a majority, at least half of the episodes out of the season are all filler episodes. The whole season, it's saturated with it.
Yeah.
So if you followed that same model with Disney Plus and even some of these other streaming services, you'd get all that filler.
Yeah.
And I think that really takes away from, the central story and the
actual gist of it.
Yes, that, these storytellers are trying to bring to us.
I hear you. Well, let's break this bad boy down.
Let's get into it. Well,
as I try to get comfortable.
I said the show opens up right at the beginning with Sam thinking about when Captain America gave him the shield
Yeah.
at the end of End Game.
Don't get me
And
started on that shield because it really pissed me off what he did.
well, what? What? Who did?
What Sam did with the shield.
Oh, I know. Well, it starts off, he's putting the shield into that same leather carrier that Steve gave it to him in.
Mm-hmm.
And he can hear, in his mind's eye, that he can hear in his head the last words that Steve had said, how's it feel?
Yeah, when Steve was the old man.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Falcon replied, like it's somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
And that echoed a lot in through this entire first episode, I think. That, Falcon's struggle is he
doesn't feel worthy.
He don't feel worthy. He lacks the confidence to carry the mantle of Captain America.
Yes.
So,
but yes, I get that he feels unworthy.
mhm.
But at the same time, it's not right because Steve, Cap America, gave that shield to him.
Right.
He didn't have to.
Gave it to him for a reason.
He gave it to him for a reason. So it's not Sam's to give away. You
Right.
know what I mean? And at the end of this episode, I'm not trying to jump the gun. Of course, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We see what happens to it.
Mm-hmm.
And now Sam really probably feels like a piece of shit. Like, come on. But
Well, from what we've seen in the trailers, I think he's going to be getting that shield back
well, yeah.
relatively sooner than later, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
It's going to be a bitch getting it back.
we immediately jump into a pretty awesome action sequence.
Yes. Yes. Our daughters even liked it. They
Yeah.
said that was their favorite part.
It was-
that was my favorite part of the whole
It
episode.
was incredible.
I liked it.
The mixture of, your static shots, they got a lot of drone shots, and skydiving footage that they mixed all together to create this scene. It's fucking incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Excuse me. Sam's working with the military to recover a POW from some ex-Hydra soldiers.
Yeah. He was there to rescue the hostage's name was Captain Vassant. Is that how you say it? Vassant. Vassant.
I didn't write it down. I didn't think it was that important.
Oh, well, I did.
Me
he had
being the
to
military
rescue-
guy. Fuck that guy.
and it's a captain too,
Mm-hmm.
They had to rescue him before they cross into Lydian airspace.
Yes.
Yes.
That was always a big deal. You got to abide by each country's war laws within the Geneva Conventions and the UN and all that horse shit.
Yeah.
If the skydivers in
Yeah.
this scene, if you look at them, their outfits are they're all black with like yellow stripes. That's right out of the comic books. The Hydra henchmen in the comic books, they wore these black suits with yellow stripes on them.
Yeah.
And these guys, we find out that the guy leading that group was Batroc.
Okay.
He was from Captain America Winter Soldier. Very briefly at the beginning.
Yeah, you did point that out.
Captain America fought this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And, he mopped the floor with him fairly quickly.
Yeah.
He is played by MMA fighter George St. Pierre. And
he's actually a fighter in real life?
He's a badass. He would totally probably wipe Chris Evans, with the floor with his face.
Yeah. I mean, I know Chris Evans is a big dude, but
Yeah,
you're dealing with a professional fighter.
absolutely. George St. Pierre, and it's the same guy that played him in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So he gets to reprise his role here, which is kind of cool. I like how they're bringing these smaller side characters from the movies and bringing them in and making them more of a main asset.
I like too that they never recast.
Yes, they try not to. They do pretty
that
good.
That pisses off a lot of fans,
Right. They're not shy of doing it though. I mean, back in the day, they recast Mark Ruffalo, or I'm Edward Norton for Mark Ruffalo.
Yep.
Anyway, back to the action sequence. We meet Joaquin Torres.
Yeah.
The first lieutenant. Yes. We meet him first here, and then we find out that this is who Falcon's been working with.
Yes.
What was the timeline? We caught a timeline.
This is set 6 months after the blip.
Okay, so this is 6 months after the end of Endgame.
Yeah, and 6 months after, and the Air Force sent Sam to go stop this plane hijacking.
Right.
So,
that Joaquin Torres, real
Yes.
quick, in the comic books, that's actually the dude that takes up the Falcon mantle whenever Sam Wilson takes up the Captain America mantle. At one time, Sam Wilson, Falcon, becomes the new Captain America, and whenever that happens, this kid steps into the shoes and becomes Falcon.
So we know that he's a good guy then.
Maybe. Oh, you never know.
Yeah,
Marvel's not shy of twisting around storylines.
I was just about to say they know how to how to definitely twist it up.
Yes. So I don't know if I completely trust this dude. Like, so on that same note, I don't know if I completely trust him yet.
I hear you.
In the comics, he was a good guy, but I mean, he's asking a lot of questions, personal questions about Captain America.
There was other breakdown videos that brought that up too, that we watched. Didn't?
Yeah, about him asking the questions.
Being a little sus,
being a little
suspicious.
Yeah, like our kids say, sus.
Yeah, I'm like, just
sus.
finish the word.
Yeah, he's asking about where Captain America is. Is he on the moon? Which is a possibility. I mean, we know that Nick Fury's in space.
Yeah.
Right? Or he's going to be, because this is before Spider-Man.
Yeah.
After WandaVision, before Spider-Man, Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that movie, we see Nick Fury in outer space.
Yeah.
In the post-credit scene.
Yep.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe old Cap is up there hanging out with his buddy Nick Fury.
Could be.
In the ultimate old folks home.
Could be.
Right? Remember, he was chilling in front of the holoscreen, and he was in, like, Tahiti.
Oh, yeah.
Having his drinks.
Or maybe he could be dead.
Captain America?
Yeah.
It's possible.
He got to live his life out with Peggy.
He got an in memoriam at the beginning of Spider-Man, Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
There was a segment where they were doing an in memoriam for fallen heroes.
Yeah, like Tony Stark.
Right, and Vision was in that, and so was Captain America.
So what if he is?
But then again, that's the public eye, right?
Yeah.
We know that the public eye and the private eye are two different things.
That's true.
So, moving on.
Yes. Sam, he uses Red Wings to help him.
Red Wing.
Yeah, Red Wing.
I know. I'm so happy they brought him back.
Yes.
We only seen him once before.
Yeah.
In Civil War.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. And I liked how he made a shield whenever they were shooting at him.
With his wings.
Yeah.
When he came into the airplane, the dude shot at him, and it was like it's instinct.
Yeah.
His wings instantly came out around him.
It's like the wings have a mind of their own.
Yes.
It's weird.
It's super awesome.
It's cool.
It's super awesome.
Yeah.
I really dig his power.
Yeah.
And then back to Red Wing. Did you notice the beeps? It's like a bird whistling.
Yes.
But
yes,
it's it's robotic beeps, kind of like an R2-D2 thing.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
I know, that's neat. I wish I had a Red Wing.
Overall, Falcon ends up saving the guy.
Yeah.
That was pretty badass there at the end.
Yes.
When he actually saved the dude. Falcon came swooping down, and he almost shoulder rusted the guy.
Yeah.
Pushed him out of the side of the helicopter.
Yeah.
And he went flying, and then he caught him in midair.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Immediately after that, we meet with Sam and that Joaquin Torres.
Yes.
They're in the Arab market.
Yes.
And Sam is working on his drone.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? And Joaquin looked at him and he's like, hey, you want me to help you with that?
Yeah.
He's like, no. He doesn't want anybody touching his drone. He mentioned something about every time he's like, every time I let you guys mess with him, he doesn't work right. Or his system gets screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a hint of maybe, is Sam being sabotaged? Is he being set up?
From the Air Force and the military?
Right. In a way that they need to make it seem like they don't need him. They need this new Captain America that, we see later.
Yeah, very well could be.
Right?
Yeah.
And, kind of put him in a situation where, like, he almost didn't make it.
Yeah.
Right? That mission at the very beginning, he almost didn't make it. It was right in the nick of time. His stuff was malfunctioning.
Yeah.
Right? So, give him that lack of confidence.
Maybe.
Screw with him mentally to make him turn the shield in.
Maybe.
Right? So then once they have the shield, then they can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they do. They make this new Captain America, which we'll get to later.
Yes. Back to when they're in town.
Yes.
Torres actually explains to Sam that there is another terrorist group.
Yes, yes.
And they believe that life is better.
They
believe that it was better during the blip, like when half of everybody was gone after the snap.
The decimation.
Yeah. This group is called the Flag Smashers.
The Flag Smashers.
Yeah. They basically were like on Thanos' side. Like, this is good.
Not so much on Thanos' side. They liked the lack of authority during that time.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's true.
that, governments fell during that time.
Yeah.
You got half the population of every country just randomly disappearing. How many of those people were, not to give them too much credit, but like important people?
Mm-hmm.
How many of them people were, senators and presidents and whatever? They're gone. Governments fall, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a lot easier for them to operate under anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The Flag Smashers, though, that's actually this group. They made it a group in the show, but in the comic books, it's a person.
That's right. It was only one person.
Yeah, that was his name. He was the Flag Smasher.
Yep.
They're doing a gender swap for this character in this show. In the comics, his name was Carl Morgenthau.
Okay.
In the show, it's going to be Carlina Morgenthau.
That's the curly redhead chick.
Aaron, I wrote it down here. Aaron Kellyman.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron Kellyman. You might recognize her. Most people would recognize her from Solo, a Star Wars story. She was in that movie.
Okay.
She played a big role in that. I know you did not watch that.
I did not watch that, no.
It's okay.
It
wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, I heard it sucked, and I just didn't feel that.
Also, they turned the single identity of the Flag Smasher into a group, into an ideal, and
now they're a terrorist group.
And they work through social networking.
Yeah,
they through the internet. They have looked like Torres. He had an app that he was able to track a lot of their activities with. Remember, he was showing that on his phone, and it had their symbol.
Yes.
So.
After, the whole town scene, it goes, basically to Sam getting ready.
He's turning the shield in.
Yeah, he's putting a suit on, and we see that he goes,
Sam
he
don't feel he's worthy.
Yeah.
So he gives it to a museum that's dedicated to Steve Rogers.
Yeah, and there he makes the speech first.
Yes.
And we actually see a familiar face in the crowd that was watching him.
Mm-hmm. Who was it?
I forget his name.
Rhodey Rhodes.
That's it. I was about to say it was Tony's buddy.
James Rhodes.
It was Tony's buddy.
War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine.
We've had rumors. I think Don Cheadle had actually dropped that bomb a few weeks ago that he was going to be in the series. We didn't know exactly when or where.
Okay.
It was theorized that this was when he was going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we get Don Cheadle's.
He actually,
Rhodey.
if I remember correctly, he actually looked a little surprised when Falcon
gave the shield over.
When Sam gave the shield.
Yes. He did look surprised.
Yeah, like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he didn't look like he was too happy about it either, because I'm sure him having his position, maybe he had some inside knowledge.
Maybe.
On what the government's plan might have been.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that part really did piss me off.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the symbol of Captain America.
Right.
You know, it's bad enough that his career is done. He went back in time to live his life out.
Here's the thing. If you know, he was given that shield over to put in this museum that was dedicated to Steve Rogers, and that shield was going to stay there, in a sense, I understand. Okay? If he's not going to carry the damn thing, it's a symbol of hope.
Exactly.
Right? Put it on display, put it in the museum, leave it there. But that's not what happened.
No, that's not.
That's not what happened. The government took that shield, and you can tell just by how it looks. That shield is not the same shield.
No, it's not.
Which I'll get into that here in a minute. But during that museum scene, if you pay attention there, it is filled with Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah. There's pictures of Steve and Bucky when they were young from the first Captain America.
Yes.
There's also...
there was a comic book cover. It was the original Captain America, like the real, in real life.
That was the other thing I was
Captain America #1 issue, but they had to do an alteration on it because on the original comic cover, they had Bucky. Bucky was Captain America's sidekick. He was his teenage sidekick at the time.
Okay.
But in the MCU, that's not the case. They were the same age. They grew up together. They were best friends. And he wasn't his sidekick during World War I.
Yeah.
So they removed him, and then it looked more like the World War II propaganda that the United States was putting out on Captain America at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome.
Yep. Other things that were shown.
There was like a bunch of newspaper articles and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
I was just about to say there was newspaper articles. There was, other pictures of Steve, throughout the movies.
The pillars. There was like these pillars, and on the pillars you could see text.
Yes.
Go online, and if you go to like New Rock Stars, I think they did a good video where they zoomed in and you can see all the different text, and he reads it to you like an old reporter, and he needs a lot of work, but
yeah.
you know.
Pretty much.
That's Eric. Captain America's shield. Okay, I had a couple things on the shield.
Yeah, talk about the shield now.
Okay, this shield
it doesn't look like.
It's not the same shield. Well, one, his shield got destroyed in End Game. All right?
Yeah.
Thanos smashed it with his fucking sword.
Yeah.
Broke it in half. End game. Game over. That shield's done. Steve did not take a shield with him back in time.
No, he didn't.
No, he had the case. He had the case that had the Infinity Stones in it, and Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. And he took all that.
Meow meow.
Meow meow. He took all that stuff back, and the way the Russos, the directors of that movie, explained it was Captain America went back in time into an alternate timeline to spend his time with Peggy.
Yeah.
And then had to time travel again to get back into our timeline.
Well, I was just about to say, he could have gotten, since his shield was destroyed, he could have gotten the new shield from Tony's dad.
I think this new shield is from another timeline. That's what I'm getting at.
So Tony's dad didn't make it then.
He could have made it, okay? But it could be made out of something different.
I was just about to say, do you think it's the different material than the original?
Originally, in the comic books, the Captain America's shield was made out of adamantium. Adamantium.
Adamantium.
Say that 5 times fast.
Adamantium. Adamantium. Adamantium.
Adamantium. I'm not even going to do it. AKA the same shit that Wolverine's skeleton's made out of.
Okay.
So when the MCU decided to create the first Captain America movie, Fox owned the rights to adamantium.
Yeah.
So they made his shield out of vibranium.
I was just about to say vibranium.
Yes, another super strong metal from
Yes.
the Marvel universe that they could use. So they made his shield out of vibranium,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's a badass metal,
Yeah.
right? But it's not what what it was supposed to be made out of. So since Disney now owns the rights to all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
they could definitely make this new shield out of adamantium.
Adamantium.
I have such a hard time with that.
Just say they can make the new shield out of ad.
Out of ad.
Out of ad.
Adman.
Adman.
Yeah.
There you go, Adman.
Adman.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Sounds good.
sounds like a new superhero, and he hits you with commercials. It's Adman.
You don't have enough ads in your life. Take this paper. Shoom.
Bucky's nightmare.
Yes, Bucky's nightmare. That, in fact, did I put the two together before you?
I don't know
I think I did.
what.
When the old man, when he was talking to the old Chinese guy, and he was talking about like his son, and I go, oh, it was his son that Bucky killed, and you're like, yeah, you're right.
Yep, we got it.
Yay. All right. Anyway, sorry.
There we go.
Learn the buttons.
We're getting there.
I know.
Wait, that's for me. No
There
good.
you go. There you go.
Bucky's nightmare.
Bucky's nightmare. Yeah, he is.
You gonna take it?
No, that's all right. You can.
No, go.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Take it away, my love.
All right. Anyways, we see that he's basically like the Winter Soldier again, and he has the long.
I keep looking over because we got all this brand new stuff, and I just gotta make sure that everything's still rolling.
Yeah. So yeah, he has the long hair again.
Yes.
And he has that mask.
Yeah.
And
The
he's
badass Winter Soldier.
yeah,
look.
and you can see. Were they like in a?
He had the silver.
It wasn't a library, right? Was it a library?
It could have been. It was
Yeah.
a big fancy building.
It was a big fancy building, and
he had the silver arm.
yes,
With
he
the
had-
red star.
yes, and he's basically like just kicking ass and taking names.
He's we find out eventually he's dreaming.
Yeah, he was shooting people,
And this is a dream of something that he had did. This was one of his missions.
yes, and
He was put in and out of cryostasis.
mhm.
After he had fallen from the train in the original Captain America, Hydra captured him, brainwashed him, turned him into an assassin, and then put him in and out of cryostasis, using him as needed to
Yeah.
take out their enemies.
yeah, it was their weapon,
And
that
this
they could
was
use.
this was one of those missions. Just he was taking out somebody. It's not really important who the target was. What's important from this dream is who else got killed.
Exactly. And what it was, he seen this kid, the kid, I felt bad. I mean, he looked like just an innocent bystander.
Mhm.
And Bucky saw that
He was so scared. He was
trying
trying so hard to get that key in the hole.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do it.
Bucky saw that this kid witnessed what he did.
Right. Yeah.
And-
he got to go.
Yeah.
No witnesses.
And that kid was shaking, and he's like looking at him and
Yep.
like, please, and
And then we see Bucky pull a gun up, points it,
right at
and
his head.
as he pulls the trigger, he wakes up,
Yeah.
covered in sweat,
Mhm.
and we see he's laying on the floor.
Yep.
Clearly, he's suffering from some PTSD.
Oh, big time.
And not only is he suffering from PTSD, he's suffering like 70 years worth of taking people out,
Yeah. That
going
would
from
take a
battle
toll.
to battle to battle to battle.
That would take a toll on you. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. So after the dream, that's when he's attending therapy.
Yeah,
right?
he goes to the therapist.
Yeah. And he
It's
talks
just kind of funny, like I appreciate what they're trying to do in this show. They're showing us, when these guys aren't out saving the day, what do they do their day-to-day lives?
and like you said.
Okay, not WandaVision, not this fake reality, not, whatever. It's showing two, got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, two guys that have been in Civil War. They were part of, Falcon was part of No, the Infinity War. They're both
Oh,
part of
yeah,
the
yeah.
Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're important roles.
Yep.
But when the battle's done
What
and
do
they hang
do?
up the wings,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
What do they do?
They live normal lives like normal people.
I wouldn't say
Somewhat.
normal lives,
Well, somewhat.
but yeah, they're just,
Yeah.
hey.
Well, yeah. We see that Bucky attends therapy because he's having a hard time. Like you
Yes.
said, he's suffering from major PTSD. And when he's in therapy, he's talking to his therapist how he wants to make amends with the people that he's hurt and wronged, basically.
Right.
When he was brainwashed as the Winter Soldier.
Right.
And, oh God, I just had like a mind fart. Jeez. So yeah, she's
Real quick, I wanted to say real quick that I liked the way that they shot the scene.
Yeah.
With the super duper close ups.
yes.
With on Bucky's face, it's kind of like showing his claustrophobia, maybe. You know how enclosed he feels, and maybe isolation. You know, it's just him.
Yeah.
He's isolated himself from the rest of the world. And we find this out during their conversation. At one point, she asked to see his telephone. And she's like, let me see it. Looking through it, you haven't made one phone call.
Yeah.
Except for to me.
Yeah.
You've been ignoring all these text messages from the only person that, Sam, the only other person trying to get a hold of you, and you're ignoring them.
That's what I was going for. Yeah, she mentioned Sam.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, why hasn't he been, in contact with Sam? Like, why?
He's like I said, he's isolating himself.
Yeah.
And that's part of PTSD.
Yeah.
It's this self-isolation. You feel that
Nobody
understands. Nobody understands what you've been through. There's no way anybody could possibly understand.
Yeah.
But then as far as, ignoring Sam, Sam would be the best person to talk to.
I was just about to say that. He's been through everything.
Been through a lot of the things together.
They both got blipped.
Yes. Yeah, they both got blipped. They have a lot of things in common.
Absolutely.
Which I think we're going to find that they have more in common than even they realize.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Over the course of this show.
Mm-hmm. Well, after the therapy, that's when
hold on. During the therapy, they're telling the story. Bucky was telling a story of he's been working on making amends.
Oh, that's right. That's
okay.
Right. Yeah.
And he tells a story of how he made this Senator Atwood. I keep moving this thing around too, huh? Look at me. It's moving it around.
I know.
I don't know where to get it. Make it comfortable.
I can't wait for my new microphone because this one, I don't have like the arm like you do. So it's like it's stuck right here. And I could see in the monitor, like when I'm talking into the microphone is like blocking the whole bottom part of my face.
We'll get it. We'll
get
the
it.
kinks out.
Yeah.
Anyway, Senator.
People listening are probably like, what the hell are they talking about?
It's all good. It's all good. Go to YouTube and you can see us being knuckleheads.
Yes.
Senator Atwood was that lady's name.
Yes.
And he explains that at one point he kind of created her and gave her the power that she is now exploiting on other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of jumps back and forth between him telling this story to the therapist and seeing the actual things play out.
Yeah.
And he bugged this chick's car, right? It shows him just putting the bug on there, and then he had a remote control.
Yes.
And this whole time he's telling the therapist that he's doing the opposite of what he was actually doing.
Yes. Yes.
In fact, he had 3 rules he had to abide by. Rule 1 is he can't do anything illegal.
Yes.
Right?
He can't hurt anybody.
Rule number 2 is cannot hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then rule number 3.
What was rule number 3?
Has to tell them that he is no longer the Winter Soldier.
That's right. That's right.
So, like I said, he bugged the car, remote controlled it, and made it crash. Took out the passenger. He didn't kill him, but as he walked up, the passenger pulled a gun on him, and he took him out real quick.
Yeah, it knocked him unconscious.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then he says to the lady driving, I am no longer the Winter Soldier. I am Bucky Barnes, and you were part of me making amends.
Yes, yes.
Or part of my effort to make amends.
And she's like,
yeah, right?
like, what?
Like,
what
just
about?
What just happened? But, you know, she probably recognized him. She probably thought she was about to get killed.
Oh, absolutely. She thought her ass was grass.
The dude had a
done.
haircut, but she probably knew who he was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that part would. It's going back and forth with the therapist. At one point, I don't know if it was when they were talking. I think it might have been right afterwards, but he has this booklet, and he was crossing names off on it.
Yes, it was a book. It's like a little black book.
Yeah, most of the names on there are people that like work on these Marvel movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
okay.
they're people that work on the you know, like this show, WandaVision, some of the movies and stuff.
That's cool.
They get a little shout out in these little things. They did the same thing with the credits in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Like the show within a show credits.
Yes.
They would put Marvel producer or, you know, art directors and shit
I
and
remember
stuff on
that.
there.
Yep. Well, after the therapy, that's when we see Bucky having lunch with
the old guy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with the old Chinese guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yori.
That's
his name.
His name was in that book.
That's
right. It was up. I think it was on the second page of it. You can barely see it, but it was like a Y and his name.
Yeah, his name was in the book, and we find out later that he needs to make amends with him because from that dream, the kid that he killed was Yori's son, and Bucky just hasn't had the courage to.
I think that's how they met, right? They met because he was going to make amends, and then, you know, he kind of fell for the old guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think he's kind of drawn to talking to older people because he's 100-some years old.
He feels, like.
One point, he said, he was like, I think he said 106.
Was it 106 or 105?
It might have been 105.
I think it was 105.
It was over 100.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, yeah, like he does. And didn't he say something like where he? Oh, sorry. Didn't he say something where
your
like
face is completely covered up? And
I know. I can't. I need to talk in the microphone.
Turn it.
What do you mean?
Turn it.
Like this?
No. Bring it out. Turn.
Like that?
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
How's that?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. All right.
Good
anyways,
Lord.
I know. Shut up.
Come along for the journey, people.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Anyways, at one point, didn't Yori say something about, like, you need to hang out with people your own age while you're hanging out with me?
Yeah, right,
you know?
right. And he said he was like 106 or something.
Well, no. He told Leah, the waitress, that.
Right.
Never mind.
Moving on.
All right. Anyways, when he's hanging out with Yori, Yori tells the waitress, Leah, at the restaurant that Bucky likes her.
Right.
And
he's trying to hook him up with somebody because he thinks he's a young guy. You know, and he's you know, what are you hanging out with me for?
Yeah. He's like,
even if Bucky told him, he wouldn't believe him.
Exactly.
You know?
But he was like, hey, you know, he wants to take you out.
Right.
She agrees, and she's like, all right, well, come back to the restaurant and be here around 8 o'clock.
Yeah. He was all for it.
Oh, absolutely.
All for it.
Sebastian Stan, I would go out with you too, dude, if I wasn't married.
Boo.
You saying I can't get Sebastian Stan?
No.
Damn.
No go.
I know. That's a big no-go.
During that part, like right after they hooked up, you know, they decided that they were going to meet up or whatever.
Yeah.
He looks back over to the old man, and the old man was kind of zoning out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking. He was looking at some mochis. Remember mochis?
Oh, I love mochi.
And he says that his son's favorite was red bean.
Yeah, like ill.
Red bean mochi.
Ill.
I've had the chocolate.
We've had chocolate.
Strawberry.
We've had chocolate
blueberry.
banana.
Chocolate banana.
Was good.
Blueberry.
I love the blueberry and the strawberry.
Blueberry's good in the center. It's like a
We've
big
had
old
mango too.
big old goop of blueberry.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
But red bean,
Mango's good too.
What would red bean mochi be like?
Red bean? I
If
don't know.
Hey, people out there listening, if you've had red bean mochi,
let us know what it tastes like.
hit me up on Twitter and tell me about it. I don't even know where to get it. I'd try it.
Yeah, but what flavor would that be?
Red bean.
What the hell does a red bean taste like?
Beans.
Sign
Kidney beans.
me up.
Kidney beans are red. Be a chili flavored mochi.
Oh, that would be gross.
Yummy. Maybe it's spicy.
Disgusting. All right, back to him talking about his son.
Oh no, we're moving on. We're going to Sam.
Okay.
Sam. After the fucking Bucky and the old man. After Bucky and the old man finish their conversation, we cut to Sam, and he's going home to De La Rue, Louisiana.
Yes.
I think that's how you pronounce that.
I believe
De
so.
La Rue?
Yeah, Louisiana.
De La Roy?
You got to be like from Louisiana.
De La Rue.
Yeah, with that
De La
Cajun,
Rue.
with that Cajun accent.
That's my Cajun.
Yeah, he returns home to Louisiana, and that's where he sees his sister Sarah.
With the Wilson's family seafood business.
Yes. And we see that she is struggling to keep the family fishing business afloat.
Yes, he's clearly not doing well.
No. She tells Sam that he sees their boat, their family's boat.
The Paul and Darlene.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's planning on selling it.
Yes. And he doesn't want to hear it.
He doesn't want to sell it.
Mm-mm.
I think at one point didn't want to sell it either, because the way she talks, at one point she says, I'd just come to terms with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like she didn't want to, but now, she's tried the banks. She tells Sam this. She's tried the banks. She's tried every avenue that she could think of.
Yeah.
And she's struggling.
Yeah. And then he tells her, that he's going to save their parents' legacy.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go to the bank and he'll get a loan because the bank will accept their application
Because of who he is.
because of his hero status.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that goes right down the Pichadu.
Yeah, we find that. What they were kind of arguing there, what the hell did she say? Sarah, she says to Sam, she was like, something about you were off fighting Dr. Space Cape.
Yeah, Dr. Space Cape.
She goes, you were off fighting Dr. Space Cape or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, is this saying that Sam doesn't open up to her? Or is that her being sarcastic? You know what I mean? Has Sam, really opened up and talked about his experiences to his family? Or are we getting a parallel of his isolation as well?
Yeah, you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Bucky, his main arc here is probably going to be about his self-isolation and him dealing with his loneliness and accepting family.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Sam, is part of his, is learning to trust and be open a little more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
kind of too early to tell.
Yeah, because we've only just got this episode that we've seen.
I know.
So yeah,
that initial scene where they were at the harbor wasn't too long. Their initial
really
argument gets cut off pretty quick.
Yeah.
Somebody comes walking in, but the next scene it jumps right back into them arguing.
Yes.
Yes. Later that day, they continue their conversation / argument about the boat. Sam wants to help his sister.
Yep.
With the business, but she don't want the help.
And she knows that the bank is going to turn them down, and he's basically just keeps reassuring her, no, we're going to get it.
But she mentions a deal that they had prior to their father dying.
Mm-hmm.
That while he was out and doing his Falcon thing, right? He was out doing his Falcon thing. She was on the home front taking care of business.
Yes.
Sam agrees to that, but is upset that while he was gone, she took out loans against the house, and now the house is in danger of foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Sam continues to try and persuade his sister into keeping the boat by taking out a loan to consolidate everything and fix the boat. And then that's when she starts saying, I've tried everything. I've tried going to the banks multiple times, and it always ends the same way. And then, Sam's like, well, now you got me.
Yeah. And, she's, she told him, you can't come back after, 5 years, and basically like picking up the pieces.
That was kind of a shady thing to say.
It was. It wasn't his fault that he got blipped,
right?
or snapped.
Snap. Yeah. It's not his fault that he disappeared.
Yeah,
but it was almost like she was throwing that in his face. That's what I felt anyway.
I felt that too.
Right?
Because it was a shitty thing to say. Like, you can't just come back after like being gone for 5 years and thinking that you're just gonna save the family business. And it's like, do you think I was gone on purpose?
Yeah, did I want to be dusted?
I don't think so.
But then, I mean, on the other hand, if you kind of put yourself in her shoes, I mean, I'm sure it was difficult. I'm sure it was hard.
It was a struggle. I get it. Yeah. I get that.
Don't worry, we're gonna take a break here in a second.
No, I just wanted to fix the microphone a bit.
Woo woo.
Okay.
Before we talk about Bucky's date, I think we're gonna take a
because
little
right
break.
after this is when Bucky goes on the date.
Yeah.
I was jumping the gun. I thought they were going to the bank, but they're not at the bank yet.
They're not at the bank yet.
Not at the bank.
And there's some interesting things that happen at the bank.
Yes, there is.
So,
which also kind of pissed us off a little bit.
Tell you what, do you want to take a break? You want to push through this thing? I'm good.
I'm good.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let's just do it? Okay, let's just do it.
All right.
Everything looks good.
All right. So now Bucky's on
Bucky's
the date.
Let's go on Bucky's date.
Let's go on Bucky's
Woo!
date.
Hold on. Bucky's on a date.
Yay!
Bucky's on a date. Okay.
All right. Yes.
Bucky arrives for his date with the girl from the restaurant.
Leah.
Mm-hmm. He shows up with a bouquet of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And she was all like, oh, that's the most old-fashioned thing that anybody's ever done.
Yes.
Right? And it's cute.
And that's when...
It was right when he walked in.
Yeah, I think that the date is when he said he was 105.
106.
Could have swore it was 105.
We're on the page where I wrote it down.
Oh, sorry. Okay, anyways.
106.
They end up...
I got to put some WD-40 on this thing.
Yes, please. Oh, Lord. All right. Anyways, they end up playing Battleship.
Yes. Terrible game. But whatever.
I hated that game because I always lost.
It's all guessing.
That's all it is, yeah.
I mean, there's a little strategy to it once you do actually get a hit, but other than that, you're kind of just throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah.
Eventually, something's going to stick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. The flowers.
We weren't talking about the flowers. We were talking about Battleship. They were playing Battleship.
Okay.
And they were talking.
And they were talking.
And
then
Leah, she basically, says, hey, I see that you hang out with Yori a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
you don't have like any other friends or anything.
She thinks it's cute.
Yeah, she thinks it's cute. And she tells him about basically Yori's son dying.
Yeah, right. Gives him kind of the backstory.
Yeah, gives him the backstory and how, it's tough for Yori because
she quotes.
Oh, his son's name is RJ. That's right.
She quotes a line from 6 Feet Under, like word for word.
Really?
Yes.
What?
At the end of this, when she says, you know how you call a guy whose wife died a widower, or if your parents die, you're an orphan? There's no word for someone whose kids die because it's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
That is right from 6 Feet Under from HBO.
Oh, my God.
Hey.
Well, yeah, she tells Bucky about RJ's death.
Right.
How it was really tough for Yori because he was killed with no explanation.
Mm-hmm.
No explanation.
Yeah, he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And
that Bucky realizes then that, he, like, it kind of, like, snapped again for him, like, fuck, yeah, I was the one that killed him.
Yeah.
I was the one that killed his son. But he still can't come up with the courage to tell Yori
when
make amends.
Yeah, when she was telling him that, like you said, you can see that it's bothering him, and then he gets up and he just bails.
Yeah, he does.
He just gets up and leaves.
And that's when he went to Yori's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And he knocks on the door.
Knocks on the door, and it looks like he's getting ready to tell him. Mm-hmm. And then he said, "What? I owed you lunch money."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to tell him, but then like he's seen in the background that Yori had.
He has like a little shrine.
Yeah, he had like the incense burning and his son's picture and candles around it, and it was a little sad moment.
It was sad. But ultimately he got cold feet again, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
One, I think it's because he's developed a relationship with this old man.
Well, yeah, it's his only friend,
and
really.
It is. It's his only friend, and he doesn't want to see him hurt. He knows when he tells him that's it. Yeah. They're done.
Yeah.
And two, he knows it's gonna upset him, and he doesn't want to see him upset.
Exactly.
But
I can see.
What
eventually,
would you do? Would you tell him? That'd be a tough thing to say.
That'd be
hey,
a very tough thing. I think eventually he's going to.
Hey, here's the lunch money I owed you. By the way, I used to be a brainwashed assassin for Hydra, and I killed your son.
Yeah, I'm the one that killed him. Yeah. Like I said, I see him telling Yori sometime in, this season, I guess. It's going to be tough.
Bucky's either going to get the courage to tell him, or
he's never going to tell him.
The old man will die at some point, because he's an old man.
And then Bucky's going to be heartbroken because
he never told him.
And then I could see him going to his grave and sitting at his grave at nighttime, of course, because it always happens at nighttime when they go to sit in the cemetery, and then he'll be sitting at his grave and being like, "I'm so sorry, I was the one that did it."
In the rain. It'll be raining.
Yep, it'll be thundering and lightning and raining, and he'll be sitting there in his soaked clothes,
leather jacket.
Yep.
Rain will be coming down his face.
That's how it's gonna happen.
Lightning will light his face up.
We said it here first, folks.
There you have it.
There you have it.
All right, back to the Falcon farm.
That's right.
Yeah, right after that, we go back to the Falcon farm, and Sam and Sarah are in the kitchen getting ready to go to the bank.
Yeah, they were packing up. What was that? Like, they had all that food? What were they doing with all that food?
Well, Sam says here in a minute, they sell that. They're making plates of food, and she sells it.
That's right.
Just another form of income.
That's right. That's right. Because, like, for a second, I was like, what the hell were they doing with all that food? Well, I thought they were just, like, giving it away to people in the town or something.
Sam's trying to get her amped up.
Yeah, that's right.
Talking about the different things that they'll be able to do with this money. Renovate the kitchen so she can sell all the plates.
Yes.
Remember, he says that. She can sell the plates on the weekends. So on the weekends, I guess she makes plates of food and sells them.
Yeah.
Sam looks at his watch, and he realizes that they got to get going. And this is one of my favorite parts of the movie. Or not movie, but the show. I ain't shitting you. Sarah looks at her watch, and she feels that they'll be right on time.
Yeah.
And then Sam says there's no such thing as on time. You're either late. Or you're early.
Early.
Pick one.
You tell me that constantly.
Well, what's true?
You have said that since you were in the military.
Yeah. You're either early or you're late.
That's where you got
it
from.
On time is late.
Is that where you got it from, the military?
Yeah, on time is late.
On time is late.
Yes, it is.
So anyways, they go to the bank.
Yes.
Okay. They go to the bank, and, the banker... They're sitting down, and the banker's like,
being a dick? Not yet.
Not yet.
He'll get there.
Yeah. He's realizing, like he's going...
He's trying to figure out who he is.
Yeah, he's like, I know you from somewhere. And then, Sam's like, wait, and he smiles a little bit, and he's like, the Falcon.
Yep.
The Falcon.
He goes...
Yeah, that's right. He did the little birdie.
Little
flutters.
birdies.
Yeah. And he's like, that's right, the Falcon.
Yep.
And
gets all excited.
Yeah, he gets all excited.
Sam gets excited too because he thinks this is working in his favor.
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yep.
But then the fucking dude says, due to Sam's lack of income the past 5 years.
Well,
when he was blipped.
Well, that And I mean, Sam threw out. He's like, I've run government contracts.
Yeah.
That's proof of income.
Yeah.
Yada yada. And they're like, that may have worked before, but things are changed now. And if you think about it, think about how many people probably came for loans when they came back.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
The banks would be overwhelmed, so they would clearly, probably, definitely change all their regulations and rules to tighten things up. They can't just start throwing money. I'm not defending the bank. I'm not defending the bank.
Okay, I get that, but at the same time, they can't hold it against these people when they've been gone. You know?
That's not how reality works, though.
I know, but like, what the hell do you do for people that were dusted, and then they come back and they're like, "What do I do?"
The banker don't care.
No.
Just like real life.
I know.
And they let them pitch a tent down at Venice Beach.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bottom line.
Pretty much, yeah.
Bottom line.
So, yeah, the banker, tells Sam this
basically,
shit.
Yeah, he tells him he ain't going to be able to get the loan.
And Sarah looks at Sam and she's like,
but he asked,
told ya.
He asked a question that we've all been wondering, that you kind of touched on. How do these guys get paid?
Mm-hmm.
And he answers the question by a lot of goodwill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in the comic books, at one point, Tony Stark bankrolled the Avengers.
What do you mean bankrolled?
Paid them.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they had income.
Okay.
But evidently here they don't. He says a lot of goodwill. So people are inclined to help, so help us out.
Yeah.
And the guy's telling him no, and then had the balls to ask him for a selfie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, there's nothing, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do.
Right.
Hey, real quick, can I get a selfie with you?
Yeah. You got to be out of your mind.
I would have took that phone and shoved it so far up that banker's ass, it would have been coming out his ears.
I mean, no matter what the situation, you
yeah.
don't drop a bomb on somebody.
No.
You don't drop a bomb of bad news and then ask a favor.
Exactly.
Dude should have asked the favor first.
Yeah.
Got a selfie, and then dropped the bomb.
Yeah. But no.
Not that that's the right thing to do.
He's just being a dick, period. Just being a dick.
After the bank scene, they get denied. After that, then we're back. We're in Switzerland with Joaquin Torres.
Yes. He's investigating the flag smashers.
Yes.
And as he's doing this, he kind of he has a camera that he
looks like he just it was his phone.
Yeah.
He has his phone. He just kind of moved it out a little bit.
Yeah,
so he could,
in his jacket pocket.
Yep.
So just the camera part is so nobody can see it.
Yes.
As he's walking around, he actually sees a robbery going down.
Yes. Well, no. Hold on.
Well, no, he sees a group of people putting masks on.
He's meeting up with this group.
Yes.
He has his phone that he tracked the group here.
Yes.
He was showing up as part of the group.
That's right.
And he goes up to one of the random guys and he's like, hey, do you know what we're supposed to do here?
Yes, that's right.
Just at that moment, they don't show her face, but it's definitely Erin Kellyman, the girl that's playing Carlina, the flag smasher.
Yes.
She shows up with a duffel bag full of masks.
Yes, that's right. And she starts giving the masks.
Yes.
And they're all the same mask.
Yes.
And she's giving it, excuse me, to all these, different people that are coming around.
Right.
And
they're basically, the idea of that was they just wanted a whole bunch of people that looked the same.
Yes. So that
they would be able to blend out of there a lot easier. They would just disappear.
Yeah. Because right when, everybody's like scuffling around and they put the masks on, that's when we hear the alarm going off.
Yeah.
And we see Torres sees someone with the mask using like superhuman strength.
They jumped out the window with the duffel bag.
Yeah. And actually,
like nothing.
Yeah. And Torres actually gets knocked unconscious for a bit by, was it the same guy?
Yeah, that was at the end of the scene. He gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he got hit. like really fucking
Well,
hard.
yeah, he hit him, and then when he laid down, he was on the ground. He stomped on his face.
Yeah, he kicked his face. Like, what the fuck? You know?
Right before all the action started happening,
Yeah.
Joaquin, he looks at his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was after he got the mask. He looks at his phone, and it was an alert he got, and it said Ren, RENN. And I looked it up, and that's meaning rebirth or resistance.
Okay.
Like resistance. And then right after the alert is when that guy jumps out the window, or like the second or third story. There's all kinds of rioting going on, and then Torres tried to stop that guy.
Yes.
He tried to stop that guy. They get in a real short scuffle because he hits him. He goes down to the ground, and then the flag smasher does a face smasher.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
But we see now that the reason why they all have the masks on is whenever he comes, the one that had the duffel bag.
Yes.
He comes out with like a duffel bag like he just robbed the bank.
Yes.
Okay. And you can see like it's like being passed off to other people with the masks
on. So people can't track it.
Exactly. And I thought that was like pretty slick, slick.
They did a good job.
So yeah, when Taurus actually comes to, he realizes basically what just happened.
Well, after that scene is actually when the Wilsons went to the bank, but we already talked about that, so we're going to pass that up and go to when Sam was all by himself on the boat.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
they went to the bank, then they cut Sam on the boat, and this is when he's by himself, and he gets a text message he gets a call from Torres.
Torres, yeah.
And he's it's a text. It says, "Get to a secure line. I need to talk to you ASAP."
Yeah, that's right.
Text
That's
says,
right.
"Get to a secure line. Need you to watch something and call me back ASAP. Hashtag important."
Yeah, and that's when we see the government announcing the new...
Hold on a minute.
What?
Sam goes home after he gets this text message.
Yeah.
All right, he goes home and he's watching the recording, and he's talking to Joaquin.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry, I totally bypassed that.
It took a while.
My bad.
Sam was watching the recording that Joaquin took while he was with the Flag Smashers, and he told him that he got his orbital broken whenever the dude smashed on his face.
Something had to have been broken.
And then after discussing the situation, Sam gets like a suspicious look, and Joaquin says, "You don't think it was?" And I think they were referencing Bucky.
Oh.
Yeah, because they don't know of anybody else with superpowers.
Yeah.
Maybe Bucky's brainwashing got reverted somehow.
Shit.
Sam's been trying to get a hold of him.
That's right.
He's been dodging his calls.
Has been ignoring his text messages and everything.
So, just at that moment when Joaquin says, "Do you think it was?" Yeah. That's when it's WHIH is the news broadcast.
Okay.
It's the same network that they use across all the different MCU properties.
Yeah.
That's like their CNN or Fox News or whatever.
Yeah.
The WHIH cable news network pops up, and there's a man on the television, and they just have him listed as the man. I couldn't get a name, even that they showed him earlier in the show too. That same guy.
And that's the government dude.
Yeah. He says, considering recent events, referencing the Flag Smashers running around doing all the shitty things they've been doing, we need a new hero.
Yes.
A new Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
And we see a guy coming walking out.
John Walker,
and he has the Captain America uniform, but it's different. It's different. It's a newer version.
Yes.
It's actually the design is based off of the U.S. agent outfit in the comic books.
Yeah. Yeah, he's jogging into the crowd basically wearing that costume.
He comes walking down and he has the shield.
I was just about to say he's carrying the shield.
Yes.
And Sam is watching this on the TV
and he winks.
Yeah, that's right. John
U.S.
Walker,
agent.
yeah,
he winks as the show ends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah, you told me that, and I was like, no.
Yep, Wyatt Russell.
And I
is
looked him
playing
up, and I'm
John
like,
Walker.
holy shit. Yeah, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Yep. That's his parents.
Yep. Yeah, he has the shield. I'm not real sure. I think there's going to be a lot of double crossing going on in this show.
Yeah.
There's a strong possibility that high-level government could be behind this Flag Smasher group, creating the reasons to create this new Captain America, and it's probably a guy that they got the leash on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have him under control, and they can have him do whatever they want him to do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Give him a reason, you know, like I said, make the new Captain America, and a reason to take that shield.
All I can say is they better get that fucking shield back.
They will. We seen them in the trailer throwing it at trees.
I know.
Remember?
But what if that's like a flashback? That
Bucky's
could be.
with him. Bucky's with him.
Maybe it's a flashback.
Bucky's with him.
Yeah, but
I doubt it.
Yeah,
No, they're in
that's
Louisiana. Bucky's with them.
yeah,
It's not a flashback.
because
They get it back. We see there's multiple shots in the trailers where we see Falcon with the shield.
John Walker is an imposter. He's an imposter.
He is an imposter.
So,
And we're going to find that out
yes.
next episode.
Yes.
Pretty sure we're probably going to get some more Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
That's a whiskey too, isn't it? Or a bourbon? A scotch.
Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker, black label.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker, blue label.
Yeah, something like that.
Gold, red, green.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't drink. No. That's disgusting.
It's all good.
Yeah, I think that this is probably going to be Falcon's journey that will lead him to believe that he's worthy of the shield.
Yes.
But like Steve already deemed him worthy, but
Well, there's a big difference between
yeah, I know.
somebody thinking you're worthy
And
and
you
actually
fe-
feeling worthy yourself.
Yeah.
Having the self-confidence of your own will.
Yeah. This show is going to be Falcon's journey.
Yes.
To that.
Yes.
That's what I believe.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I think by the end of this, we're going to see a red, white, and blue Falcon.
Yeah. Definitely.
I hope we see a red, white, and blue Falcon by the end of this show.
Um
And I'd really like to see him stab somebody in the chest again with them wings.
yeah.
That was awesome.
I know.
Remember that in End Game? When he fucking stabbed that monster right in the chest?
Oh yeah. We'll see it again.
It's like, watch, like this. Huh? Just like that.
We're also going to see the friendship blossom between Falcon and Bucky.
Sam
Falcon
and
Winter
Bucky.
Soldier. Yeah, Sam and Bucky.
Bucky
Yeah,
and Sam.
we're gonna see the friendship blossom between them. It's gonna be a journey for
gonna be
Falcon
awesome.
and a journey for Bucky too. Like we're gonna see Bucky's journey of him making amends,
Yes.
continue to make amends,
Yes.
and like I said, he's gonna tell Yori one of the ways, whether it be him alive or dead at his grave in the rain.
I could see that. Definitely. In the rain.
In the rain.
Crying in the mud.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
I'm excited for this show.
I'm excited for it to ramp up a little.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's a different excitement too than like for WandaVision, like I said.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Scarlet Witch. I really love the Scarlet Witch, so that's why I was like more excited for that.
Yeah.
I
think once it starts ramping up a little bit, we
Yeah.
get 2-3 episodes into this series.
well, it's
There's gonna be some questions going on. I guarantee you.
Oh, absolutely.
There's gonna be some mysteries going on. There's going to be some intrigue. So no worries.
Yeah, I mean,
It's coming.
I mean, even the second episode, I think it's going to start ramping up
Yes.
because they left us with the
Well, I
ending.
think we're going to be looking back at this first episode here in a week or two looking for clues.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's going to be double crossing going around. I don't fully trust Torres, Joaquin Torres. I don't trust him 100% yet.
I don't.
Marvel could easily grab that character and, us breakdowners look at and be like, oh, okay, he's a good guy in the comics. When Sam takes up Captain America's mantle, he's going to become the new Falcon. Well, then Marvel can go and just be like, okay, that's what people are going to think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Marvel's very good.
So let's make this dude a real asshole. And because he's filming everything.
Yep.
Remember when they were sitting in that Arab market, there was a point when Sam was speaking to one of the locals
in Arabic.
Mm-hmm. And Joaquin's like, hey, wait, what? And he's like trying to record him while he's talking.
Yeah. And he was like, I didn't know you spoke Arabic.
Yeah, say that again so I can film it.
Yeah,
and
he's like, say it again.
That was kind of strange to me.
And Sam, laughed it off and didn't repeat it.
Yeah.
So that was smart on his
part.
And
then, Sam making the comments about Red Wing not working properly after other people handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're definitely
keep an eye
on him.
Torres, definitely.
Keep an eye on. I got an eye on you. Torres. Wink.
Oh boy. That was a fail.
Wait, what was on SNL? Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer.
Remember Debbie Downer?
Oh yeah. She's like did you know that cow meat can create future cancer? And then it was wah, 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 wah.
That's funny. All right.
Yep.
What do you say we wrap this thing up?
I think it's time to wrap it up. I know it wasn't as, exciting like we were with WandaVision.
Well,
but this is the first episode.
We're getting there.
Yeah, and like we said, it's definitely, I see it ramping up.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Absolutely.
Because they only got 6. They got 5 more to go.
Absolutely. Check out the description below.
Yes.
Okay. We will have all our links to our social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Now,
I was just about to say, this will be our first video on
YouTube video on FnA Presents.
That's correct.
So links will be down there. Check them out. Leave
Yep.
us an iTunes review.
We'd appreciate it.
I'm Fred.
I'm Adrienne.
And we're FnA.
We're FnA. Thanks for checking us out.
All right.
See you guys.
See ya.